You have a beautiful website, but does anybody ever go there? Hi, I'm Randy Kirk. You've reached Small Business Daily. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 aspects of your website that all need to be wonderful if your website's going to do what you want it to do. And to help me with that, I've invited Anthony Meeker, who is an expert in all things website. Anthony, glad to have you on the show.
Hi, Randy. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, well, Anthony, so I've been talking to you folks for a while about the various virtual assistants and offshore help that I've been hiring, etc. And some of those have been through Fiverr, and some of those have been through other methods. But I think that my favorite is how I met Anthony. That energy, who wouldn't want to be associated with that guy? Okay. So I picked up the email, or I can't remember how I connected, but we talked for a little while, and I realized that you are who I was 30, 40 years ago when the websites were first coming on board, when the internet was born, and it was before you were born. But I like to say that in 1994, Al Gore called me and he says, Randy, when I wasn't dealing with global warming, I had a couple of minutes, so I invented the internet. And he said, and he told me, you should really get on that internet. Of course, it's a joke, but I had one of the first websites. I had a website in 1994 for my company that I had at that time, and I was sold. I was like all about it, and so I've been developing my skills in SEO and in website design and development for however long that is, 35 or 37 years, whatever that is. So anyway, but Anthony had a lot of those same skills. Tell us a little bit, Anthony, about your background in website development.
Sure, yeah, definitely. So I started developing and designing websites somewhere around 5 years ago. And at that time, websites were a lot different than now. Now, most of the websites focus on like good design, copywriting, and conversion strategies. So at that time, 5 or 6 years ago, something like that, websites were more about, internet presentation, while now websites are actually tools to help you make a sale. So, right now websites are used mainly to convert visitors, readers, and all that traffic you got going to your website to actually convert them maybe to prospects, leads, sales, clients, customers, whatever that is for your business.
Yeah, and of course, when you say that that's what they're for, the reality is, though, if we started looking just randomly at websites, most of them would be brochures. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of the time, somebody says, well, I need to have a website. So, obviously I'm in business, I have to have a website. And so they look around for some graphic artist who's really good at making things pretty. And they put up a fantastic brochure online, but it's not going to do any of those things that you were just talking about. It's not going to convert anybody. It's not going to cause anybody to pick up the phone. In fact, it probably can't even be found.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. We have a lot of clients that actually are spending or were spending thousands and thousands of dollars each and every month to actually get that traffic to their website. But once they get that traffic, they get 0 leads because the website is not responsive. There's no clear call to action. There's no clear value proposition. The copywriting is not persuasive. And all these elements need to align in order for a customer to connect with you and your business, to call you, make a sale, contact you, whatever the next step is in the business.
So again, I'm not bragging or complaining here, but I consider myself to be something of an expert on website development. I've been doing it for a very long time, and I've done hundreds of websites for my own companies and for my client companies. But ladies and gentlemen, I hired Anthony because I think he's at least as good as I am, probably better, and he's concentrating more on the subject matter than I am, because I'm doing all these other things, including this YouTube channel. Anthony is up to date. He's working on it every day, and I was impressed from the first minute at the stuff he started sending me when I hired him. So Anthony, we're going to talk about 5 these are from my heart, because I have been talking about this. I did a Chamber of Commerce. I was a speaker about 3 years ago at the Chamber of Commerce, and the subject matter was exactly what we're going to be talking about today. That's why you and I are so aligned, is because it was the same 5 things, and most people don't get it. So let's get right into it. What's the first thing that people need to do on their website in order to make it work?
That's a great question. So the first thing that people need to do on their website is to actually have a good web design. What I mean by that is, for the website to be responsive, to make good decisions on the colors of the website, to make good decisions on the fonts, on the layouts, on the entire structure of the website. Because if that foundation is not there, then once people visit the website, they will feel some kind of distance between what you're saying on the website and actually how it looks. Because, if your website, for example, is not responsive and someone visits your website from the mobile device, they won't stay there very long because it's not responsive. If the layout doesn't make sense, if the layout is poor, broken, the font too small, maybe the headline's not clear enough, if that is not in place, they leave the website in about 5 or 6 seconds. And
Right.
Once they leave, there's no way to actually get them back.
Yeah, and so one of the things we used to talk about a lot is that the website should be a reflection of the business. You don't want
That's
to put,
exactly right.
you don't want to put a high-tech, crazy, wild website if your company is ma and pa,
Yeah.
But vice versa. You don't want to put this homey little ma and pa looking website if you're a high-tech company. So you want your branding to be the most clear place for your branding, except possibly a retail environment. The most clear place for your branding is going to be on this website. So you want your colors and your fonts and everything to be your branding that you've decided is going to be wherever you're found, as well as the look and the feel. So so that's number one. You want it to look great, and you want it to be responsive, which a quick definition, responsive just means that wherever you look at it, whether it's on a laptop, whether it's on a desktop, whether it's on a tablet, whether it's on a phone, wherever you're looking at it, it's going to reformat itself in order to look great in that format. So you want it to be responsive. You want it to be ADA approved. You want the deaf folks and blind folks to be able to use it just as well as anybody else. So these are all like the look and feel of the website. So that's number one. And most people, I think that would be the number one thing they would get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, but let's go to number 2.
Number 2 is good copywriting. Now, good copywriting actually means that you're having a sales conversation with whoever is visiting your website. Good copywriting is something similar to a sales rep in a retail store or in a telemarketing business or something like that. Because if your copywriting on the website doesn't connect with your prospect, with your website visitor, he's never going to buy. Because, for example, if like your marketing message and your entire brand is about low prices, like the lowest prices you'll ever find in the universe, and your copywriting doesn't reflect that in headline, subheadline, body copy, whatever that is, if your copy doesn't reflect the values that your business represents, then again, the customer or the prospect is going to actually feel the distance between you and your brand, because everything needs to align. The design, the copy, every element of your website, and needs to align itself with your business values. If that's low price, quality, tradition, whatever that is in your business, your website and your copy needs to reflect that in clear matter. So the copy needs to be clear, compelling, conversational, and usually needs to be within the AIDA principles: attention, interest, desire, action. These are 4 pillars of good website copywriting.
As well as, and let me just add a couple more that I know because I've been watching your work. So it compelling, you mentioned, okay, but it also needs to be, I call it Googleese, okay. So Google wants it to be original, so that's one we should add to that list. But they also it needs to be written in a way that Google can find the content, and therefore they can display it in a way that people can find it. So I used to say that when I write copy, and that's one of the things I do the most is write copy. When I write that copy, I have to write it. Did you ever do haiku in college or high school? Did you do haiku poems? Okay.
No.
No. Haiku is like it's the most complex poem you're ever going to write. Okay, everything has to be aligned exactly right. So certain number of syllables, certain number of lines, with a quip at the end, a little twist at the end. And writing for Google is like writing haiku, because you want it to be compelling and interesting and informative and original and valuable. You want it to be all those things, but you also have to write it in Googleese.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So great copywriting is number 2. What would be number 3?
Number 3 would be smart SEO strategy. Now, what actually SEO is all about getting your websites to the top of Google. Probably everyone knows what SEO actually is, but SEO actually starts with keyword research, and that is also a very, very, very wrong thing to not do actually, because if you don't know what keywords you want to rank for, you won't know actually what kind of content to create in order to get traffic and get good positions for those keywords. So actually in SEO, it doesn't start with technical SEO, it doesn't start with backlink, it starts with good keyword. Now, once you define your keyword, then you define what your content is going to be, and then do technical SEO for that content, do on-page SEO for that content, and at the end, get backlinks for that content. So, this could be a 5-hour conversation about SEO,
Oh, yeah.
But to keep it short, that is the third pillar.
Yeah. So the SEO today, okay, so 20 years ago, we were happy if we were looking for divorce lawyer. That would be a keyword, right? And our bicycle shop, those were keywords. And then if we could get that keyword in a bunch of times in the copy, we were happy. But today it's changed to keyword phrases, and the phrases are getting longer and longer. So people search in phrases. They don't just put in bike shop. Racing bicycle shop near me, or mountain bicycle shop, near me with low prices or something. So the phrases have gotten much longer, and so you really need some professional help to be able to sort of dig down and find out what the phrases are that are important for your business.
Yeah, that is definitely, and I mean, no one can actually know that until they use some good guidance on what kind of keywords you should go after, what kind of keywords are actually too competitive, and what kind of keywords actually have very, very low volume. So the 2 main criteria for the keywords, or 3, let's say. Number 1 is, start with the common sense. So for example, if you're an affiliate business, you don't want to target hyper local keywords. Or if you're like a national business, you don't want to target, hyper local keywords. Second criteria is actually to check the monthly search volume of all your keywords, because you don't want to go for keywords that have 0 searches a month. Right. And then the third criteria is you want to pick a fight with a competitor you can actually beat. You don't want to go for keywords that are super, super, ultra, mega, giga, hard to rank for, because it's going to take 25 years for you to rank for those keywords. Right.
Yeah. So I wrote a book about Elon Musk, and so now I'm trying to compete for Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That's a pretty competitive keyword in today's marketplace. So,
yeah.
But I'm still selling copy, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah. Awesome.
All right. So that's the third thing then, is good keyword analysis and good SEO. And so then go ahead. What's the next one?
The fourth one is to have an intuitive user experience on your website. Now, what does that actually mean? The good user experience on a website actually means that customers or your prospects or your website traffic, whatever you call it, they can actually fulfill their goals with ease, with intuition. They don't have to like think about now, okay, how do I contact this business? Where's the contact button? Or, how do I get in touch? Or how do I get to the next page, etc. Good user experience is actually being able to use your website without actually thinking about how you're going to use it. I'll give you one amazing example of incredibly bad user experience. Now, I was signing up for a website. I don't know what that website was actually about, but the website actually asked me to, kind of open up the calendar and to pick my age, like, date of birth. And I was born in February 7th, 1993. So, but the calendar opened up 2021. And then I had to scroll, like 20 something years behind, like month by month, like December, November, October, like it took me 15 minutes to actually get to my date of birth, click, 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 click. That is horrible user experience. That's not intuitive. That's not smart. And good user experience is all about, having your website be so easy to use that you don't actually have to think about anything while you're using it.
That's fantastic. I for me, I've concentrated over the years on navigation, and navigation has changed so much just in the last couple of years to where now it's all about the hamburger, right? The little 3 lines. And that hamburger didn't exist 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Everybody has changed to the hamburgers. So navigation is huge. Being able to easily find like you say, the next step or the location or the phone number or a form to fill out, but also just the details you came to look for. If what you're there as far as information and you say, I want to know more about this product, well, then the information about how it needs to be there and needs to be easily found. So that would be number 4. And then finally, what's the 5th thing?
The 5th thing is actually a conversion strategy. Now, what is conversion strategy? That is actually, how to get your website traffic, prospects, customers, clients, whatever that is, to take the next step on your website. So what you actually need them to do, to fill out the form, to book a free call, to start free trial, maybe to click to an affiliate link, whatever that is. Now, that conversion strategy needs to be defined on each and every page of your website. For example, if you have a homepage that's actually for a very, very complicated product, like very, very complex product, you don't want to add your main call to action on top of your website, like your primary, because people actually didn't even read about what your product actually is. That's like, asking someone to marry you before actually meeting them. Like, you want to develop some kind of a relationship with your prospect or with your, client, customer, whatever it is, before actually asking for the next step to sign up for a free trial or whatever that is. So a good conversion strategy is actually, finding a way to get your customer to go to the next step with you. Sometimes there are multiple steps, getting someone from 0 to a free trial, and then from free trial to a paying customer, and then from a paying customer to actually, higher paying customer or premium customer or whatever that is. And all these elements need to have different conversion strategy in place.
Right. So the reason I had Anthony come on today is because you might be thinking about getting a new website. You may be thinking about changing your existing website. Maybe you haven't even been thinking about that, but you're watching this video anyway. And all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe I should change my website. I implore you, a website is no longer a brochure. It's not. It doesn't help you to have a brochure as a website if nobody even comes and finds your website. Then if they find your website and they can't get around on your website in a way that's intuitive and that they're going to be able to find what they need, or if the website is a mess and it's not enjoyable to be there, and what's the use? And then great, now somehow they found you. We've got the SEO working. They came there and it's like a beautiful brochure and everything's wonderful and they can find what they need, but then you don't ask for the business. It's like, sorry, I want to be known as the guy who always promoted, always closing. So we want to make sure that folks know how to finish the deal when they get there. So if you're thinking about making a change, you could call me and I can help you with a website. But quite frankly, Anthony's less expensive than I am. So I'm going to suggest that you give Anthony a call or give Anthony an email. The information's there in the description below. It's probably also showing in the bottom third. And get in touch with Anthony or get in touch with me. I'll introduce you to Anthony if you're thinking about changing things, because you just heard it. Anthony's got it down, right straight through. In fact, the website, maybe you've already visited it, freebusinesshelpnow.com. I'm extremely excited about this website. It's got well over 100 pages now of content about how to make your business run better. Anthony has been all over that website, fixing it for me, making it better, and giving me ideas of how to strengthen those calls to action, how to make the SEO better. So Anthony, great to have you on board today. We will definitely have you back for more, and keep on keeping on.
Awesome, will do. I'm so glad I did this interview with you. It was really, really awesome.
Okay, so we'll be back with more tomorrow. This is Randy Kirk at Small Business Daily. See you then.